Yeah.
I want you to feel confident and strong in yourself, and to find what your wellness looks like for you.
Welcome to the Heart of Fauquier podcast. We're here to highlight the stories of local business owners around the area because we believe that business owners are at the heart of any community. It's not just about bringing awareness to the businesses, but seeing the faces, hearing the stories, and learning the mindsets behind the success. Now let's join our host Austin, owner of Bedrosian Cleaning Services, with today's special guest.
Welcome to the Heart of Fauquier podcast. I'm excited for today's special guest, Natasha Frisk. She has Fitness and Energy as her business, and she focuses on health and wellness for people. I'm going to let her talk about her program she has and everything they're doing. They're actually in a brand new place now. She just moved in the last week or two.
Yes.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And also thank you for being a guest. I'm glad that it worked out really well for you to have a new place and for us to talk together.
Yes, I'm very excited to have you too. Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, can you just kind of share briefly what you do here at Fitness and Energy?
Okay, yeah. It's a mouthful, right?
Yes.
So here at Fitness and Energy, I help I specialize in women's health and wellness, as well as heart health too. But I also specialize in helping families as well too. So everything I do is personalized for the person. I don't have a one-size-fits-all program. I work with you individually on where you are presently. And my main focus is to help you with your whole body. Your wellness starts with, eating well and the things that you consume, as in what you read, as in what you eat, as in the way you speak to yourself. I like to practice speaking from the heart and using your throat chakra. And I like to help you be more balanced as well. None of my programs are restricted. We'll work together. If you have any food allergies, then I'll help you nutritionally with that. I will personalize everything for you. I do involve movement. I don't like to use the word exercise because it sounds like work and nobody wants to do that. So I try to find different ways to make it fun for you. And I found out that when I do work with women, especially busy moms, they're moms and they have families. You don't want to make two different meals for everybody.
Right.
So you need that, and I coach you on that, all about your environment. Especially at home, you need to have your home life support you in this decision that you've made too. It'll be very unbalanced if you're doing something for yourself and your husband is going to Wendy's and getting cheeseburgers while you're having salmon, or your kids want chicken fingers or anything like that. It's a whole circle. The family needs to be involved and they need to know why you're doing this. And I like working with moms, especially too with kids, because they see what we're doing and they're going to mimic that and give them the understanding of health and wellness and how to balance that and start them out early, so it's not a struggle for them to learn it on their own. And I like to do that too. I don't just set you up with all these boundaries that you have to do. I explain it to you. I explain why I want you to do this and how this is going to benefit you in the long run. And I give you all the tools that you need to as well. So you get the education, you get the coaching, but you also get that sense of, I can do this on my own, and that's what I want you to do. I don't want to hold your hand.
Yeah.
I want you to walk away feeling confident, feeling strong.
With the right tools.
Exactly. And maybe you can inspire and motivate somebody else too in your family as well.
Sure. Yeah. I feel a little convicted now. I had Cocoa Pebbles for breakfast before I came. So that's probably not something you promote so much. But
not so much. So we can find an alternative to that.
Yes. And it's funny for me. So we have a 1 and a half year old, and when we give her different meals and snacks, we're so conscious of, hey, she's little, she's growing, she needs to eat healthy stuff, and we monitor things really well. Yeah. And then we can go and start to eat something or prep something for ourselves for a snack, and it's like, maybe we should think about what we're eating for a snack too, because it's like we want her to eat all these healthy things, and then we kind of eat with her, and then we're eating a lot of other stuff too, and it's like, maybe we should adjust some of our it's been eye-opening.
It's that conscious thing too, because that's another thing too. Your healthy may not be the same as my healthy.
Sure.
And that's the same for everybody else. We have a lot of information now. You can read all these books, you can do all these things, but that's the thing. It has to be personal. Yeah. You have to know why you're doing it, what are your convictions to it, and ultimately where it's going to lead you. And when it comes to kids, I always said with my kids that, because they didn't like eating a lot of things that I would serve them, I'm like, well, the rule is you have to try it to see if you like it, and if you don't like it, then we won't make it anymore, you know? And that's the same, as an adult, we have to do that too.
Yeah.
And we have to try new things, and if we don't like it, if it doesn't settle well with us, then we don't have it, you know? And I think moving forward and introducing that whole line, try something out, and if you don't like it, then it wasn't meant to be. You know, why put time and energy into that?
Yeah. So what piqued your interest in this becoming a business? How did it turn into a business? Did it start really small, just kind of doing things for fun? How did that happen?
My business has evolved a lot.
Yes.
I started with group fitness. I started dance. I was a young mom, and I had my second child, and I was still kind of not loving my body. I was not loving the body weight, you know, or the extra weight that I had put on with my daughter. So one of my girlfriends at the time was like, "Oh, let's go to this class at Zumba." I'm like, never heard of it. And she's like, "Oh, it's dancing." And I was like, "Oh, perfect, because I'm a mom. I'm not going to go to the club, you know." So I started taking that dance class, and I just fell in love with that. And I fell in love with the atmosphere, because it was women and men, and it was kids, and it was everybody, and they just loved it. And I love dancing, I love music, and I just love being around people, so that just excited me more. So I went ahead and started with group fitness and teaching that, and then I was like, you know, our youth needs some help too, because I was seeing that spiral and seeing a lot of kids just get overweight super fast and just be unhealthy. So from there, I started my business in July of 2014. And I started with group fitness with women first and teaching classes at gyms. And then I expanded that, and I went to start with kids, and I started teaching dance to kids. And then that evolved into people coming up to me asking me what I eat, or what I would suggest for them to eat and stuff.
They just saw you as the healthy person and wanted to,
Exactly. And I didn't want to give out any of the wrong information. I didn't know the information. So I researched things and you know, sent them to the things I researched, but then it piqued my interest too. I was like, well, maybe I should change up how I'm eating, and maybe I should know why I'm eating the things I'm eating, and I'm craving these things. So from 2014 to about 2017, I was just group fitness, and then I became personal training. And I've always worked with special populations. I call them my oldie but goodies, and women as well, and kids. And then from there, I practiced my nutrition. I started with exercise nutrition, brought that into the mix, and then I just wasn't satisfied with that. I was like, okay, this is great. I know what to eat after working out. I know what to eat post-workout. I know how all the cells work and the molecules, but there's something missing. There's something else, you know. I didn't want it to be so rigid. So then I went and discovered holistic nutrition, and I discovered that word holistic. I never heard of that.
Yeah.
It's like, what does that mean, you know? And it's another word that can be different to everybody else. But for me, what it means is being your authentic self and putting and eating balanced, eating things that are real, eating things that are alive, because we are living beings, and we need to continuously feed this vessel that we have with things that are alive. That's how this body works. So I took that, and I became a holistic nutritionist. And from there, I was like, I had another line of people coming into me asking me more health related things that I really didn't know that scope of. And again, I did my research, and then I just finished school this year, and I became a wellness practitioner. And it's a natural wellness practitioner. So I have the background of supplementation now. I took from that passion. I have a lot of family members that have diabetes, a lot of family members that have heart disease. And then that was what was happening. It was crazy. I was attracting all these people with heart things and blood pressure. And I'm just like, that's so weird. I just learned all this stuff. So, so that is the scope of it now. So from 2014, it was all fitness. And then it became the energy element of nutrition, the energy element of how our emotions tie into things, what we speak, you know, we set that out there, and then we are responsible for that. And what does that make us feel like and everything? So that's how it's evolved so far.
Okay.
And
then you promote that your specialties are with that women's wellness and with heart. What made you kind of pick those? Is it just because that's the most people that were coming to you, and so you kind of dove into those?
It's funny because like when we're in school, we learn simple things in school. You know, when we're in like physical education classes, we learn a little bit about the body and then how hormones work a little bit, you know. But when it comes to that, we don't, as we grow older, when we come from our teenage years and up, we don't really know what else to do. You know, we have all these questions and we don't know why our bodies are changing this way and what's happening. And so a lot of women will come up to me with like menopausal questions or other like menstruational questions and everything, other weight questions as well, like why am I gaining this weight? I'm this age and what can I do differently? So that was my target right there, was helping women as the age of 17 and up to understand these are the changes that may be happening in your body, or these are the changes that may happen to your body. It depends on your history, your health history, of course, but also depends on your parents and their parents as well too. But I picked that specialty because I'm a woman and I have a daughter, and I have a lot of nieces, and I wanted us to know what's next.
Yeah.
And I wanted to answer any of those unanswered questions, especially too, because women's health is one of those things that is very generalized, but it's personal and stuff, and that's my focus group right there. So from the age of 17 and up, that's who I really I guess talk to the most and I help the most, and I understand that field. And when it comes to heart health, I'm not a doctor, so I don't do I don't prescribe anything, but I help you nutritionally.
Right, so all prevention stuff.
Exactly.
So.
Mine is more, so it's more integrative. So exactly, more prevention, and these are the things that you can do to help prevent yourself from getting all these things. If your family, if your member has this, and maybe you're not inclined to get that if you do these steps.
Sure.
That person didn't know this, but now you have the tools to help prevent that from happening to you. So I specialize with menstruation, irregular periods, menopause, and then also thyroid. And then when it comes to heart health, it's going to be blood pressure and hypertension and cholesterol and everything. So yeah.
Got it. Which are all very, very common things, especially at least in our culture.
It stinks though, because they shouldn't be common things. Like it's becoming more of a chronic issue, and that's what I want to help alleviate, is reversing chronic things, because you can, if you have it's all about your lifestyle choices. It's all about who you surround yourself with, your environments, your work environment, your stressors, and knowing these things too. And I teach you in all of my programs. What are your triggers? What are your limiting factors? What are the things that are making you not do what you want to do? What are the things that are holding you back? Let's get into the root of that. Let's figure that out.
Yeah. Definitely. What are some of the programs that you have? Is it, do you have some one-on-one, some group? What's kind of the mix that you offer? I love
group. I'll always do group.
Okay.
So I offer group, and that could be a family of 4. That could be a office. I introduce wellness at the office space. I focus on stress management. Everybody does it together, because it's good as a group. It's good because you're motivating everybody. You're pushing everybody. Everybody needs a cheerleader here and there. And then I also do one-on-one. My programs again are, so I have this one program, I love it. It's a word. It's called the Better Body Balance Program. And it's a 6-month program, and it's 100% personalized. I work with you, you work with me. We're doing this together. And everything, when I say it's personalized, it comes down to your wellness plan is personalized, what you're going to be eating, the supplementation, if you need that as well. And then also the one-on-one coaching, which we meet. We meet seven times. And then it's awesome too, because I take you on a personal shopping day, and you understand how to, we read labels, we shop, I navigate through the store, and these are the reasons why we come to produce first, and then we take it this way around. We do a online meal prep class 2 times, and that comes with the program as well. And then we come into the office space and we talk as well too. And I've just been introducing muscle response testing. So what muscle response testing is, our bodies, we're energy. We're a vessel of that. We have, our nervous system has, it has different wires and everything like that. I always tell people that we're a car. So we have all these different wires interchanging and working our organs, working our, we don't breathe consciously, we breathe unconsciously, and stuff too. So with muscle response testing, what I do is I test you to make sure you're balanced first, your energy is good, nothing's cut off. And then I see if you have any nutritional deficiencies, like if there's something going on with your liver, I test that muscle. If you're stressed, I test your thyroid. I test your enzymes and everything too. So I just test your body to make sure that there's nothing unbalanced. If there is something unbalanced, then that's where we support. And that's the muscle response testing. And then I also just started offering flower essences. So that is the emotional aspect of it. So his name is Dr. Bach Edwards, and he was a people watcher. And everyone and I love it because he would watch people and he would see their emotions on them. You know, there's one person that's all vigor and that wants to work hard and takes no. And then there's a person that unfortunately won't stand up for themselves and is a people pleaser. So we all have these different modalities in us. We all have these different moods. And what we do in that setting is I just listen and I talk, and I listen to you and you just talk, and we can revisit things if you want to. Different traumas, and then from there, from the flower essence, I create a little tincture for you, and it's going to help you to be stronger. It's going to help you to be more emotionally balanced, emotionally sound, and more awareness. Again, in figuring out what your triggers may be.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Neat. It's definitely holistic is the right word then, because you're trying to look at the whole picture and everything. I think it's interesting with the you mentioned just a moment ago about you even go shopping with someone and teach that, because a lot of it is just habits. You know, if people had the right habits, then they would naturally go into healthy, route. But if we've been going down the same aisle, grabbing the same stuff all the time, then it's just, you don't really know any different. You're just kind of on autopilot trying to get through the grocery store and go home. Because you're busy and stressed and everything.
Exactly. So, I like how you said that, autopilot, because it happens. It happens, unfortunately. We are a little bit on autopilot.
Yeah. So you're trying to change that.
Yes, trying to help. Yes. I don't want to say I want to change. I just want to say I want to help. Yeah. And stuff too. And if a change happens, that's 100% on you. Okay. So yeah.
So when people get started in your programs, what are some misconceptions that people have about what you do or about health in general that you have to kind of address?
That they're going to lose weight super, super fast. Like within a week. They're going to lose 10 pounds or something. I'm like, I don't practice that. I know there's people out there that do practice that. I don't believe in that rebounding effect of that, because you can lose a good amount of weight really fast, sure. But then if you don't stay with that rigid program or whatever it is that you were doing to lose that amount of weight, then it's going to come back. Yeah. And so I don't believe in that right there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And sometimes I don't even know where people get that idea. It's just maybe we think we want to see results right away, but we all know it takes time. So I don't know why we still think that for ourselves,
I had this one client, her doctor said to her husband that losing weight is a novelty. It's very vain. Yeah. But I was like, I never even thought of that. It's kind of vain to lose weight, because it's like, oh yes, we have you can see us on the outside, but what's really going on the inside? And that's what we need to get to. Why did you have this weight gain in the first place? Where did that come from? And a lot of people don't want to take time for that. Unfortunately, I think we're down to 5 seconds now, or our attention span is so short. Yeah. And I get that part, but it's like, think of it this way. Are you losing weight for the year ahead, or are you trying to lose weight because you want to add years on? Right. It's more of, think of your future self. Don't think of think of you presently and how you feel, but also think of how you're going to feel in the future. Yeah. What you're going to accomplish in the future, what you want to do in the future. And I think that if you look at that long-standing point, then everything falls into place a lot better and it can move a lot smoother. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's more about being healthy and thinking about long-term health as opposed to right now I need to lose 20 pounds.
Exactly.
And look different.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's more like those results you'll lose weight when you're healthy. But I mean, I've even known some people that they'll get discouraged when they step on a scale to see how much they weigh. But you look at their inches, or you look at how they're feeling when they go on walks and they just feel better, then that's really what matters in the beginning. So
I've done that before. I mean, I myself have trained for half marathons and I've burned myself out training for things, you know, and I've seen people that do that lose weight and they look burnt out. They don't look very happy. They're not very energetic, you know, because they were probably doing a program that was super intense and super restricted. And it's like, what was the point of it? Yeah. You know, why? That's the thing. Why did you do it? You know, and stuff. So we have to circle around that to make sure that we're doing it to not only look good, but we're doing it to feel good too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So you're in a new place. We've talked about, you know, how far you've come and how things have changed. What do you see now that you're in a new place, kind of a new stage? Is this like a launching pad for something, or is it just this is really what you're wanting? What's kind of your vision for the future now?
This is what I've wanted for a long time. I am very happy with how everything has happened. I've put myself through a long time of school.
Yes.
I've met several lovely different people, but this is it. I love having my own wellness practice. I love talking with people in either groups or one-on-one. I love helping people to find their passion about themselves again and to feel good, and then seeing how good they feel that it rubs off on their family or their friends, you know. And it's not one of those things where I know a lot of health coaches or nutritionists or even personal trainers get this whole mindset or this whole, what is it? I guess they come off as kind of boasty or egotistical, you know, but that's not what it is. We're actual healers, you know. Like, I consider myself a healer, and I have a lot of friends that are healers. And when I say healers, it's the ones that you want in your life that listen to you. They're not telling you what to do. They're trying to help you navigate and everything. And that's what I want to do in my practice. I want to help navigate to what it is that you want to do. I'm not here to tell you can't have this. I'm not here to restrict you, or I'm not here to, like I said, to hold your hand. Yeah. I want you to feel confident and strong in yourself, and to find what your wellness looks like for you.
Yeah, that's great. You mentioned earlier, right before we started recording, you have something coming up with the CBD store with Jill. What's going on with that?
So, I don't know if it's going to air today or not, but okay. I'm working with the CBD store in Jill, and we're doing, she's allowing me to come into her space and do some wellness classes. Okay. So I just started a winter series. It's going to go into spring, but it's called The Foundations of Healing. Okay. So it's the stepping stones to understand how to live holistically well. So each class, you're going to get a recipe book. You're going to get a template and a foundational healing guide as well. But the 3 class topics are different. You don't have to show up for all 3. Okay. You can show up for them individually. The first one's going to be stress and immunity, and it's going to talk about what stress is, because there's different stress. There's positive stress, there's bad stress, there's chronic stress. You need to understand what that is. And we're going to get to the root of that, and then talk about the foods that help with it, put you in a good mood. Also talk about different supplements, if there's any holes missing, you know. And then also talk about the herbs as well. And then the next class is going to be JERF. It's called Just Eat Real Food. Okay. And it's it's going to talk about whole foods and plant-based foods. I am not a meat eater, so I tend to go more towards whole foods and plant-based foods. I do eat fish. I call myself a plant pescatarian. Okay. So, and then the last class is going to be about just whole body wellness as well too. But each class is it's the Foundations of Healing series, and it's talking about the foods, the supplementation, and the herbs that we need as well too, to complement our body and to help us to grow really well.
Okay, good. And if someone wants to get involved with that or check things out with your groups and one-on-ones that you do here, how can they learn more about those or get in touch with you? So
you can get in touch with me on my Instagram page. It's fitness_and_energy. And then also my website is Fitness and Energy. Or you can give me a call, and everything is there too. So,
okay. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad we got to visit. Congrats again on this new place. I think it's going to be great for you. And hopefully a lot of people are hearing this and excited about getting more of that energy and wellness and everything this year. So definitely give Natasha a call, reach out to her, and see what she can do with you.
All right. So. Well, thank you for having me. I am very excited about this new chapter in my life. you know how it is. You just keep going up, you
Yep.
know, keep learning and keep growing. And fitness and energy is here to stay, people.
Yeah. Awesome. We'll see you guys next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us for today's episode of The Heart of Fauquier. If you loved joining us today, give this podcast a great review and subscribe to keep up with new episodes. If you have an office in Fauquier that needs a cleaning service, reach out to Bedrosian Cleaning Services and see how they can serve you. Until next time, thanks for listening.